Welcome to Is It Beer Yet video edition. This is beer number 3 for the 13 beers for Halloween from neozaz.com. I am Matt, and this is Killer Grease Paint, and it's a wit beer, and both name and style are inspired by the Killer Klowns from Outer Space Scarezone at Halloween Horror Nights 28. So let me, if you haven't already connected the dots, I'll explain it real quick. First, I was going to make a white ale, and it's based on the idea of the Klowns as well. Wit beer, from what I understand, means white beer, white ale. Both styles fit into the clown motif and the name, the grease paint. That's obviously the white paint at Klowns Wear, which I'm sure you already know. Now, why I did a wit beer rather than a white ale is because for the most part, and definitely up until this beer, and a couple of beers, most of the beers following, I was writing recipes for styles that I really enjoy. And while that's perfectly understandable when it's a hobby and you're the one doing the work, you want to make things that you're going to enjoy. Another thing I want to get out of this hobby is an understanding and a better, a broader sense of how different ingredients work and how different styles are made. So I'm going to say right off the bat, I don't like wit beers, and because of that, I haven't made them before. So this is my first attempt at a wit beer, and I'm doing it because it's out of my taste range. It's not something I like, and I'm not going to make often. And because of all of that, I don't know what goes into making a wit beer. I don't know what goes into getting the taste that I don't like, as weird as that sounds. Along with that as well, there's other people that are going to be enjoying these beers. Sorry, it's a little fuzzy on my glass. It's going to bug me if I don't get rid of that. All right, it's probably floating around here somewhere now. So along with that, there's other people that are going to be enjoying these beers this Halloween, or at least I hope they'll be enjoying them. And their tastes and styles range all over the place, much like mine do, like anyone's does. So there's going to be someone, I think, if this comes out right, that's going to like this. And with that, I've made a beer that someone can enjoy. I've also learned more about the style, and just that's kind of the idea of stepping out of that white ale range, which is something I would normally make, and stepping into something that I don't like to drink, but I don't know how to make. So I'm going to learn how, and maybe along the way I'll learn to appreciate the beer better now, having gone through making it. I don't know. We'll see. Haven't even tasted it yet, so I don't know. Along with the name and the style, there was one more inspiration for this beer that I knew I had to do right away. When they announced the Scare Zone, I knew I was going to do a beer for it because it's a Scare Zone that the creative team at Halloween Horror Nights has been waiting for. A lot of fans have been waiting for, so it was no-brainer I was going to do it. Style kind of fell into place after that. Then, the thing that I had to add, if you've seen the movie, you know why I had to somehow add cotton candy to this beer, and I did. It's in the boil, so I'm not sure if that's an adjunct or an addition. I think it's a boil addition, technically. In fact, we should find out what's all in this beer and how it was made. And to do that, I do have a set of videos this time, so let's take a look here. So we start off with a base malt, and then in this case, it's 2 pounds of German Pilsner malt. Then we do add some adjuncts. This is the mash adjuncts. It's 6.4 ounces of flaked wheat, 3.2 ounces of flaked oats. Now I mill just the Pilsner malt. I do not mill the flaked wheat or flaked oats into the brew / mash bag, the what did I call it? The bag ton in the opening episode. I did a double mill for the brew in the bag. Then once that was set, I dumped in those adjuncts directly, and no sense to mill those. They're exactly what they need to be out of the bag right then and there. So I brought up the strike water to 160 degrees. I added the water, stirred it up real good. Now we're mashed in at about 154 degrees. And while that is resting, I go and measure the hops. 1 hop, but 3 additions, and then 2 more additions. Let's get to the hops first. 0.15 ounces. This is all Say's hops, I forgot to mention. 0.15 ounces at 60 minutes, 0.15 ounces at 30 minutes, 0.15 ounces at 1 minute. Then, to get this beer as close to style as I can from the recipes and research I did, 0.15 of sweet orange peel that I'll add at 5 minutes. And then, the cotton candy. Yes, that is real cotton candy. It is sugar and artificial flavoring. That is the 2 ingredients, and that is what 0.8 ounces of cotton candy stuffed into a Solo, clear Solo cup looks like. I'm not sure it's Solo brand, but you know what I mean. In fact, I think it is Solo brand. This is going in, and we're going to see that go in because now we're at the sweet wort, and I'm pour laughing the sweet wort, I should say. Sweet wort is ready. And then I transfer the sweet wort into the boil kettle. I get 2 gallons and 2 cups. I bring that up to a rolling boil, start the timer. There's hop drop 1. I got hop drop 2 with a flyby by the Script Celebration beer made earlier this year. Then the fun one, the cotton candy. There it is going in, and the humidity made it stick to the cup a little bit. And look at the color that it did to that wort. From white gold to ick. More on that later. All right, then the sweet orange peel. Finally, the hop drop with 1 minute to go. And we'll close out the videos with this brief clip of a 17-minute video that I took at the inside of my pocket. All right, from there I chilled it to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I pitched 3.3 grams of Saf Brew T58 Belgian yeast. That's a yeast we've not talked about yet. That is the yeast that was recommended for style when using a dry yeast. I fermented it for 10 days, cold crushed it for 2, bottled it, bottle conditioned for 3 weeks at room temperature, which again is about 74, 75 degrees. And this bottle has been in the fridge for about 3 weeks, and I almost opened it, forgetting I have to go through the label. So the killer grease paint wit beer part, that is taken directly, the design is taken directly from the movie opening title and the poster and all the other marketing material. The made with real cotton candy, absolutely had to put on there. The 6-point ABV, that is accurate. This was measured with a tilt hydrometer, so that is the actual ABV on this one. Not a calculation, that's a true ABV. All right, let's go to the right side of the label, and it says Zap Cotton Candy. And if you've seen the movie, you know that they use these guns to envelop people in their cotton candy cocoons. That's what that reference is. It says, Klowns have invaded the brewery and zapped the brewers in their cotton candy cocoons. A bit of that cotton candy fell into the wit beer boil, making this killer white ale. None of this happened, except for the cotton candy in the boil. And then my serving suggestion is, pour into a glass and don't get zapped with the little cotton candy silhouette. Over on the other side of the label, it says, when basing a beer after Klowns from outer space, you don't have many options. There's really only one fitting style, a wit beer, aka white beer. So that's the direction we went. Pilsner and wheat and oats. I think we just went to any hands there, but oh well. Pilsner, wheat, and oats mash with a light alpha acid, Says hops, and a touch of orange peel. And one more screen accurate ingredient, cotton candy. Cotton candy has been added to the boil to bump up the ABV. Now, I am pretty sure that is what the cotton candy did because the grains I used, very small grain bill. 6% is pretty high. So I think that sugar, which is basically 99.9%, if not more, of the cotton candy was sugar, is bumped up this ABV. So, time to give it a taste. Not what I'm excited about, because if you've forgotten from the opening of the episode and the 10 times I said it, I do not like wit beers. But let's see if we got a hiss. We do. I'm using this crummy old bottle opener because I have no idea where I put my News as bottle opener after the last episode. And you should know the story behind this glass. If you don't, check out Twisted Tater episode, I think. So here we go. And you're probably seeing this, but I'll hold it up closer to the camera. I did a little bit of an aggressive end of the pour there to see what kind of head I get on this. Pretty decent head, actually. That is what I'm happy about, the color, because it is not that ick color that it turned into when I added the cotton candy to the boil. It is not that weird purple, pink, gray is really what it looked like to me. And I don't know how it came out on camera. I have to go, or how it's coming out on the video, but in real life it looked gray. All right, let's find out what we got here. The first thing I smell is that yeasty smell of a wit beer, almost like of a Hefeweizen. And the head's actually dissipating pretty quick. I wonder if the cotton candy, the artificial flavors, are a head killer on that. But it's still, actually, it's quite carbonated. I don't know if that's coming out, but there's a lot of carbonation rolling from the bottom. The head just disappeared, almost like that. But the smell, the aroma, I should say, is that yeasty, white wit beer aroma I don't like. There's the yeast to it, and there's another part of it that I don't like, and I don't know where that comes from. But so far on point for the style. I'm going to give it a taste now. It's actually, I took more than I intended because I didn't think it was as carbonated because the head went away. It's actually quite carbonated. And apart from that wit beer taste that I do not like, I didn't really get to concentrate on anything. So let me try this again. Mouthfeel is actually quite good. I did notice this the first taste, but I thought it was my mind playing tricks on me. I noticed it on the second taste too. I'm going to try it again, but I'll describe the rest. There's that wit beer, that white beer, and again, without this being one of my favorite styles, I'm at a loss for words of what I'm tasting other than I taste the style correctly. And it's that yeasty taste, but it's not a straight up yeast. There's something else to it. And it's in Belgian beers as well, and that's probably coming from the Belgian yeast. It's just a flavor I don't like, but I mean, it tastes like the other wit beers I don't like. But I'm going to specifically check that thing I mentioned. Now, I did taste those last two times. Let's see if it's there this time. On the finish, and I mean the dead end tail of the finish, there's a hard candy taste. But not cotton candy. And that's why I was thinking my mind was playing tricks on me. I said, maybe this is making me think I'm tasting candy because of the cotton candy. There's a hard candy in like the little oval hard candies. They're like no specific brand. They all have a general taste, like a sugar taste to them. Some have cherry and then like apple and lemon and whatnot, but they all have that general sugar taste. So thinking if you know the candies I'm talking about, you probably know the taste I'm talking about. Oh, it is quite carbonated. I am tasting that distinctly on the finish, on the tail end of the finish. We're talking about the very last thing. I'm going to stir this up a little bit, get a little bit of a head going, see if I get any in the aroma. And I don't. I didn't mention this before. I get the yeasty aroma. There is the beer smell, the alcohol that you get with every beer, almost every beer style. There's that little bit of that beer alcohol smell. That's there. Little bit of malt smell, or the malt smell, just that kind of base weediness or fermented wheat in this case. I don't get that candy. I'm going to taste it again. It is totally there. I am not kidding. And maybe the idea of this as cotton candy is messing with me, but I taste a candy finish, which actually is quite pleasant. I'm going to finish this because I don't want to waste the beer, but it's not my style of beer. And having said that, I think I hit the style of beer because it's what I don't like. So I'm going to call this a 3 for 3, and I'm pretty sure I know a couple of people that are going to enjoy it. I'm just not one of them. And I am this is the first one I've had where the head disappears so quick, but as far as style and taste goes, let's see if I can get it back. I can get it back. So the carbonation is in there. Head retention is just not there, and that might have to do with if I put some carapils or something in there, I might be able to get it back, but I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, I'm going to call this 3 for 3 because it's the style, but it's not my style. And I'm going to have some bottles left over, I think, at the end of Halloween, so stay tuned for that. But until then, thanks for watching. If you're new to this series and to the channel and the Neozaz, subscribe, hit that bell. We've got a lot more episodes in this 13 beer series coming up. I'll let you know when they're coming out. Give the video a like. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, go ahead and post them below. I'll do my best to answer them as fast as I can. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in that next episode. Thank you for watching Is It Beer Yet Video Edition. Is It Beer Yet is part of the Neozaz.com Internet Entertainment Network. Visit Neozaz.com for all our podcasts, including the original Is It Beer Yet Home Brewing audio series. Follow our social media pages for more on this project and all the beers and brewing we do at Neozaz.com. We're Neozaz Podcasts on Facebook, Neozaz on Instagram, and Neozaz on Twitter. If you'd like to learn how you can help support the work we do and get access to exclusive content, check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/Neozaz. And you can always send us an email at podcast@neozaz.com. Thanks again for watching.